the future hasn't convinced you to take advantage of the free heart scan with my friends at Life Imaging FLA, maybe Karen's story will.
Pretty much saved my life. I went for a scan because my mom had died of a heart attack at the end of May, and I realized that my aunt had died 2 years prior of a heart attack. So when I went to get the heart scan, I asked for a full body scan. I'm in perfect health, no symptoms of anything. I'm 58 years old, non-smoker, and they found a cancerous tumor in my left upper lobe of my lung, which I was told that I caught it so early that I am going to be totally fine. But everyone is saying, including the doctors, that going and getting that scan saved my life.
Karen's story is just another example of the fact that early detection does save lives. You should be next. From your cell phone, dial pound 250, say the keyword free heart scan. That's pound 250, say the keyword free heart scan today.
We are back now with more of the Ask the Experts radio show, proudly sponsored by board-certified family law attorney Tina Lewert of Lewert Law LLC, covering South Florida.
And we are back. Tonight's show is going to blow you away. If you have family members that had maybe heart condition, cancer, and it runs in your family, tonight you do not want to miss this show. The name of tonight's show, our expert, is Life Imaging FLA, and we have the founder, Tom Graham, with us tonight. And I'm going to tell you, write this number down. It's so easy. Pound 250 on your cell phone, and they're going to ask you for a keyword. You're going to go free heart scan. And that's the name of the show tonight, free heart scan. And I got to tell you, I have never in 7 years found an expert the way I found Tom Graham. Welcome, Tom.
Hey, Steve. So happy to be here.
You have no idea. We never have to go out to find anybody. The show is always basically gone. It's really hard to get on the show. And I started hearing your commercials of people that you have helped. And I said, because, the station, 1470 and 96.9 FM and 95.3 FM, we're the health and wealth station. Folks, I'm telling you, you're going to find out tonight how you can get a free heart scan. And I am going to tell you, and we don't want to wish anything bad on you, but you might just find out that you have a problem. Tom, you got to tell us about the company and your background.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so, we do these, we do CT scans, right? And what sets us apart is the way that we do it, and the technology and how we use that technology is so powerful, right? So normally, Steve, when someone gets a CT is because something is wrong. The doctor now wants to look inside you. They want to look at a heart. They want to look at a lung, a kidney, a liver, and, see what's going on inside you. And, that's reactive medicine, right? And, the doctors do well, but this is how they're taught. This is what doctors normally do. Well, what I need the listeners to hear and to understand clearly is I can use that same technology and I can get ahead of it. I can go in and take a picture of your heart with 98% accuracy, and we can find any early signs of coronary artery disease. We can see where the blockage is, how much blockage you have. We find aneurysms that people don't know they have that can be deadly. There are all kinds of ailments in and around the heart that we can find. And it's the idea of being preventative, peace of mind through prevention. So, we also do full body scans. Now, listen, we're offering to all the listeners these free heart scans valued at $600.
This is amazing. This is amazing.
It is. It's truly amazing. Listen, we get goosebumps. We get teary-eyed all the time. I'm going to tell you some stories tonight. As a matter of fact, just today, I'm going to tell you a story that made both me and my partner cry, honestly. I got to tell you. I'll tell you about it in a minute, okay? But I want people to understand, these full body scans are so powerful. I take an image. I scan from your shoulders to your hips. We call it a full body. It's actually abdomen, chest and pelvis, right? So I can see your organs.
Right.
And the way this technology works, it's not an X-ray that goes straight through the body. It circles around you and allows us to create a 3D image that is so clear and precise. And then we take that 3D image and we slice it up like a loaf of bread. And by doing that, we can see way down inside everything, right? So, listen, we can sometimes, and I'm not saying every time, I'm saying sometimes, find cancer up to a decade ahead, the size of a grain of rice, believe it or not. I actually scanned my son today.
I was going to bring that up.
Who's with me tonight, and we found the smallest kidney stones in his. Is it your left kidney, Chris? Correct. In his left kidney. He doesn't even know didn't know he had them, and they're so tiny, but we found them and they're there. So we tell him, thank God, the rest of his body scanned out fine. He had a 0 calcium score, which means he's got no early signs of coronary artery disease. But listen, there's two things that happen. It's either peace of mind through prevention, or we find something that needs attention and we can get to it right away. The idea is okay, so look, these are their golden years. I'm 62.
It's about early detection.
Correct. It's early detection saves lives. Okay?
Well, I got to tell you, write this number down. It's so easy. It's on your cell phone. Enter pound 250, and you're going to get a voice that's going to tell you to give you the keyword. The keyword is free heart scan. I'm telling you, do this. Don't wait. When I heard the stories,
yeah, it's powerful.
Of people who've come in,
yeah, and
bro, you're saving lives. I mean, you actually are saving people's lives.
Yeah. Well, listen, Steve, this is why I got in the business. I sold a business years ago. I was semi-retired. When I learned that you could even do this, it was a no-brainer for me. Both of my parents died of cancer. Both of them.
Oh.
You see? So, I didn't realize until I got involved here, and then I found out this was even possible to do. And then when I got scanned, I was nervous. I was, worried because I didn't realize in my head, do I have the gene? Do I have the gene? Do I have the gene? When's it coming? When's it coming? And when it came back what they call unremarkable in my body, meaning I have no early signs of cancer anywhere, what a relief. Oh, my God.
So I know women who breast cancer
sure
runs in the family.
Sure.
Can this detect breast cancer?
It can. I mean, I would never. I wouldn't tell someone. And listen, I'm not a doctor.
Yes,
I'm a businessman.
No, and we're not.
I'm not trying to give any medical advice. But I would never tell a woman not to get her mammograms. But we can find stuff. Now, you want to hear something crazy? We have already found breast cancer in a man.
Wow.
And just the scanning we've done in the last 8 months.
Tom, I didn't know 1 out of 3 people actually die from heart disease.
That's right.
So
it's
stats are incredible.
Yeah, and women think it's all men, and it's not. Heart disease is the number 1 killer of women too, Steve. Well, it's not just men. So it's the number 1 killer. 1 out of 3 are going to die. And here's the scary part: 30 to 40% of heart attacks are asymptomatic. You don't know till you know.
Right.
And if it involves the widowmaker, right, the main artery of the heart, it's fatal. People, I can tell you story after story of people who just, unfortunately, you can just drop dead. So we can find out with this detection, how much blockage there is in and around the heart, and it's very powerful.
So, give me a few stories. That's what hooked me is I started hearing some stories from people who came in.
Yeah.
And they started off just coming in for the free
heart
scan.
Right.
And then they decided they wanted the full scan.
That's right. Yeah.
Tell me about some of those.
Yeah. So I'll tell you, the one that you heard, of course, was Karen, 58-year-old woman. She's a lovely lady. She's
good health.
Good health, not on any medications, none. 58, teacher. She's been teaching her whole life. What a sweetheart. And she came in to get a heart scan, and then she ended up, opting into the full body screening, which I'm so glad she did. And we found a very aggressive cancerous tumor on her left lobe of her lung. We called her literally within 24 hours and said, you have to get to the doctor right away. We found this tumor, and you need to take some action. Because as we all know, or maybe people don't know, but, lung cancer is one of those things that doesn't show up until stage 4. And at least you're not aware of it usually until it's late in the cancer, and it's deadly often. So we called Karen. She took action. She got with the specialist. Literally within, I think, 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks at the most, she had surgery. And they got it. And they removed it. And as you heard on the commercial, she said, the doctors, these are not my words, the doctor said that we had found it so early she's going to be fine. Had she waited, in any time, I don't know if it's 6 months, 8 months, that it would have been fatal, that we actually saved her life. And so, we hear this time and time again, just based on, our experiences so far. And, I got to tell you, Steve, we scanned over 1,700 people in just eight months.
Wow.
1,700. And so we're
And
creating
it
quite a
doesn't take
buzz
very
here.
long, does it?
No, it's on the scanner, you're 7 or 8 minutes. You keep your clothes on. There's no dyes, no contrast. As long as you're not wearing metal, you keep your clothes on.
And your place is so safe.
Yeah.
You have a certain type of
Yeah.
air system.
Yeah. We have a hospital grade AC system. It's UV lighting, so it kills anything in the air. So it gets rid of any of the bacteria or anything, COVID and anything in the air. It gets rid of. And we always take extra precautions in the center also. So we're very cautious. So that story with Karen is one that we've had quite a few. I got to tell you another not a funny story, but a great story. We scanned a couple, and as a matter of fact, we're getting ready to launch an infomercial with some of these testimonials in this market on TV.
Oh, you should.
Yeah, it's powerful. So this couple comes in, and we scan them, and the wife came in because she's been having murmurs on her heart, and she's, I think she's in her mid to late 50s. And she's going through hormonic stuff, and she's, she wanted to get her heart checked, and, she had to drag her husband kicking and screaming.
Right.
You know how we are, right? Men are all chickens.
I know.
Don't act like you're not, because you're a chicken.
I know.
But don't be scared, So anyway, she brought him in, and we scanned both of them. She scanned fine. And this guy, this lovely gentleman, we found one artery 100% blocked, another artery 95% blocked, and a third artery that was 90-something%. The guy had 3 blocked arteries of the heart.
And he didn't even
know about it. Now, he had not been, later we realized because, we after the fact, I called him, because what happened was he took immediate action. And this guy is the reason I'm talking about him, because he was a retired police officer from this area. The guy's the guy's in shape, man. He's been eating good, working out his whole life. He's got a lovely wife, and she feeds him healthy foods. And nobody would have thought that this guy would have anything wrong. And he took immediate action. And he said, Tom, after I went in, he went in and had some stents put in. And the good news is, listen, these stents are done outpatient most of the time now.
Right.
They do them in their sleep.
But he didn't know about it.
He didn't know about it, and that it could have grown into it could have been a fatal situation for him. Now he said, Tom, I feel like a 40-year-old guy. I'm like, I didn't realize because it took so long for this blockage to go. And I said, Steve, it's the way it works. And you don't realize you're sluggish, you're not feeling right, you're feeling a little bit off, but you just think it's I'm getting old. But he took action, and now he's like a new man. He's feeling so much better.
Let me listen, they're offering a free heart scan. The number on your cell phone, just pound 250, and they're going to ask you for a keyword. It's free heart scan. Now, I want to talk about proactive prevention versus reactive medicine.
Right.
But, I'm thinking here, there's people going, I don't want to know. I mean, it's kind of like the person, the IRS, and they put down the envelope, think it's going to go away.
Right.
This is something you want to know.
Yeah.
Because if there's something there, Tom.
Yeah. Well, the sooner you find out you have an issue, the less invasive the treatment
Yes.
is. I mean, look, would you rather, like this gentleman I just spoke of, found out that he's got some issues. Now he gets a couple stents put in. Now he gets to pay attention to it. Maybe, listen, what people don't know also, Steve, which is important to understand, is that your heart can get better. It can actually get better with diet, exercise. It can, lose some weight.
Right.
If you smoke, quit smoking, please.
Right.
These things you can do, and you can come back next year. We can look at the heart and see if it got better. That's what's crazy about it. People don't know, but your heart can actually get better with some lifestyle changes, some things that you might be able to do. And so it's important to understand that.
How often should people come back?
Look, I get an annual screening. I get one every year, and I know I don't have cancer creeping up on me. I know my heart's good. My heart's in good shape. I have a healthy heart. I have a 0 calcium score, actually. So, for me, the relief of it was huge. And as far as people not, wanting to know, you have to think through it for a minute, right? Because I get it. It can be a bit nerve-wracking, but when I came through and I did it, and the relief I got from it was huge. We kind of use the mantra, I'd rather know today than worry about tomorrow.
Right.
And the other thing is, it's not just about you. It's about your kids, your grandkids. If you're not going to do it for you, do it for your family. The whole idea is let's go to the grandkids' wedding. So one of the things that why I came to this market is, look, I'm after the baby boomers.
Okay.
And these are the golden years. I'm 62, right? Okay. So this is I'm supposed to be loving life. I'm supposed
to
be.
He looks early 50s.
Yeah, we're supposed to be doing all this stuff. But listen, we all know it's also when the wheels come off the tracks. That's when disease kicks in. If I can keep you ahead of the two biggest killers on the planet, heart disease and cancer, it's a bit of a no-brainer, isn't it?
Isn't coronary artery?
Yeah, coronary artery disease
is one of the most. It's like almost number one.
It is number one. That's what we're talking about.
So
heart disease.
This is what we're talking about here. Listen, I'm telling you, this. You know me. Don't. This is not a commercial. This is somebody that I totally believe in. I'm going to go get scanned.
Yes, sir.
And I got to tell you that you need, and we're going to go to break. When we come back, we're going to have more with Tom, but it's life imaging, and if give them a call. The number is. It's really simple. I love this new concept. It's pound 250 on your cell phone. They're going to ask you for a keyword. Keyword is free heart scan. I'm telling you, might have your mom or your dad or your friend or your wife or relative. Tell them about this. What a great Christmas present for somebody.
There you go. Yep.
We're going to go to break, and we come back. We're going to come back. I have got so many questions for Tom. We'll be right back.
If the idea of taking control of your own health and ensuring your quality of life in the future hasn't convinced you to take advantage of the free heart scan with my friends at Life Imaging FLA, maybe Karen's story will.
Pretty much saved my life. I went for a scan because my mom had died of a heart attack at the end of May, and I realized that my aunt had died 2 years prior of a heart attack. So when I went to get the heart scan, I asked for a full body scan. I'm in perfect health, no symptoms of anything. I'm 58 years old, non-smoker, and they found a cancerous tumor in my left upper lobe of my lung, which I was told that I caught it so early that I am going to be totally fine. But everyone is saying, including the doctors, that going and getting that scan saved my life.
Karen's story is just another example of the fact that early detection does save lives. You should be next. From your cell phone, dial pound 250, say the keyword free heart scan. That's pound 250, say the keyword free heart scan today.
We are back. Now, with more of the Ask the Experts radio show, proudly sponsored by board-certified family law attorney Tina Lewert of Lewert Law LLC, covering South Florida.
And we are back. I got to tell you, this is our 7th year, and I've got to tell you, this is one of the most exciting shows we've ever done because it's a lifesaver. The name of the company is Life Imaging FLA. They cover all of South Florida, probably anywhere in the state. We're here with the founder, the CEO, the big mocker, Tom Graham. And if you would like to call them for a free heart scan, give them, all you got to do is go on your cell phone, pound 250. It's going to ask you for a keyword. The keyword is free heart scan. Now, Tom, we have new people joining the show.
Mm-hmm.
So what we do is in the second half of the show, since we have a lot of new people, tell people again about your company.
Okay.
First of all, how long have you been doing this?
Well, I started the project about 2 years ago. I'm from the Tampa Bay area, and it's kind of an interesting story. I have a very close friend of mine who's my girlfriend, actually, who I've known for 25.
That's a pretty close friend.
Well, it's interesting, the story, because I've known her for 25 years, and we've dated off and on, and then I lost track of her for about a dozen years. And she reached out to my assistant, who's been working for me for 20 years. I've owned a lot of businesses, and she reached out looking for me, and we got reacquainted. And I go, "What are you doing?" She goes, "Well," and she's in another state, in another city. The only other person that I can find in the country that does what I do, who I learned this business from. So her and I started hanging out, and I'm going up there. She's coming down here, and every time I'm going, I'm hearing about these stories about saving lives. I'm like, "You got to be kidding me! You can actually do that?" And she's like, "Yeah, we do it every week." And so over the next 4, 5, 6 months, we decided we wanted to hang out together again. She wanted to come to Florida. I said, "If you're coming to Florida, we're getting in this business. We're going to do good on the planet, and that's what we're going to do." And that's how it happened. And then I came over from Tampa because this is just our market over here. We're, these
Perfect market.
baby boomer market. That's what we're after. So that's kind of how it happened.
So this is basically a CT scan, which means it's FDA approved.
Correct, FDA approved, and it's low dose. A lot of people worry about CTs and radiation. And I got to tell you, I've learned over the last 2 years, some of the docs out there have some old antiquated equipment that's not really what you want to do. But nowadays they've come such a long way with these scanners. The radiation it's harmless now, so they don't have to worry about the radiation. I have a state-of-the-art GE scanner it's called Acer. It's low dose software. So they say you get more walking through a airport screener than you do on my machine.
Well, I like the fact that you have a radiologist that reads it.
Oh yeah,
and then
we have a team of radiologists.
You almost get it. Sometimes you can get it back that day.
Yeah. Well, what happens is we do the heart scans and we score them. We get those back to everybody.
Or does your son have an in?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, no, we get it back. We do the heart scans in usually the same day within 24 hours. Sometimes the full bodies take up to 48 hours, but it's never more than a day or two. And, of course, we monitor it. So if we find something, then we're going to get right to them immediately. And we're going to contact their doctor. We'll send everything to the doctor for them. But listen, like I said, 80% of the people get to come through and go, "Oh, gosh, I'm feeling so much better because I know now I don't have anything lurking in me that's going to kill me. And I can go about my business, go about my life." And, that's the peace of mind through prevention.
Well, I got to tell you, you have so many great reviews from actual people who came in, and some of them just came in for the heart scan, and they decided to go for the full scan.
Yeah, for sure.
But this is free, okay? There's no strings attached. Free heart scan, and you have nothing to lose. You're located in Deerfield.
Yes, sir. Yeah, just 2 minutes off of 95. So I did that on purpose. People coming up from Fort Lauderdale as far as Miami, people driving down from as far as Jupiter, shoot right down 95. You get right off on Hillsborough there. I'm 2 minutes off 95. And I got to tell you, it's because this is so rare, and that people are finding out. I had a lady come in the other day with a suitcase, flew in from Louisiana, got off a plane, came with her suitcase, and got scanned, and had to go back to the hotel that night and leaving the first thing in the morning. I've had people drive up from Homestead down south of, I don't know, Homestead's down by the Keys, right?
Yeah.
I've had people drive up from there. We've had people coming over from across the state over in Sarasota. Because, listen, I hear stories all the time of people that want to get this kind of screening done, but unfortunately their doc is like, you don't need it. You're fine. You're healthy. Docs are, look, and I'm not knocking that. This is medicine. This is the way it is. Doctors are wonderful, amazing people. This is what we do. I just happen to, enjoy the slant of using this scanner in this particular way. And I found a way to build a model that works, that I can actually do this for people. But for us, it's about saving lives, And I got to tell you, I want to tell you another story that just happened today.
And I love your stories.
Just today. I'm telling you, this is God's truth. Just today, I had left my office because my son came in for Christmas, and I picked him up at the airport, and we left early. And then my partner, Judy, the girl I mentioned to you, who really taught me the business, she was in the business up there for years, and
she works with you.
She works with me. Yeah, when people call,
see, I've listened to the whole thing.
Yeah, they'll talk to Judy. Everybody loves Judy. She's a little Southern woman. She's just a blast. She's just a ball of energy. I mean, people come in all the time. Just from meeting her on the phone, they bring cakes and cookies. And today, she calls me. I called the office. When I left with my son, I called the office, and she was literally crying. And I go, "What's the matter?" And she goes, "Hold on a minute." And she left the room, and she goes, "You're not going to believe this." I go, "What?" She goes, "We scanned this woman back in August. She's 80. We scanned her. That's a little older than normal, but we'll scan them if they want." Well, she had a lot of blockage. I mean, major amounts of blockage.
She didn't know about.
She didn't know about. Did the heart scan. And then look, I can't keep track of everybody, but anybody that has issues, we try to keep track of.
That's pretty major.
Well, it's major. I mean, I got to tell you, the calcium score is very high. It's all about the calcium score. The calcium score is what tells us how bad it is, and she was in the thousands. So she didn't, we didn't follow, but we found out today she came walking in. She drove to the office on her own, had a bouquet of flowers in her arms, walked into our office, and told Judy that we saved her life. And she said she would not have had an opportunity to spend Christmas with her family had she not gotten scanned. She ended up having to have surgery. They did surgery, heart surgery, open heart surgery on her. And she's like, I'm here, I'm recovered. And I wanted to do this, and she brought the flowers to Judy just today. What a good story.
Well, we've only got a couple minutes, but I got to tell you, folks, listen, do yourself a favor. It doesn't, even if it's not yourself, it might be for your mom or for your dad, especially if, mom and dad are aging. All you got to do is do pound 250 on your cell phone. They're going to ask you for a keyword. It's free heart scan, and that's going to directly connect you to the office. But we're talking a free heart scan. Mm-hmm. And I'm telling you, I am so glad that we have this show. And like I said, I have never, ever had to call anybody. Tell people why they should come see you.
Yeah. Well, listen, most of us have
a minute left.
Okay, most of us have some sort of history, whether in the family, whether it's heart disease or cancer. Both my parents passed away from cancer. So for me, the body screen was very important to me to make sure I was cancer-free. So everybody that, is here and listening to this show, just do yourselves a favor. Come in, get your free heart scan. It's valued at $699. We're giving away absolutely free. You can come in. You'll speak to one of our patient advocates. If you like the idea of being screened for cancer, we're happy to do it. You're only on this scanner for a few more minutes, and we'll bring you up to speed. We'll educate you. We'll teach you about the process, and everybody can come and get this free heart scan, please. And bring your spouse. We're not going to see you without your spouse. Make sure you bring your spouse with you, please.
This is so important. Again, let me give you the number. It is on your cell phone. All you have to do is enter 250 pound 250. You'll get a recording comes on and ask you for your keyword. It's free heart scan. And Tom will be back again with us next month. More Ask the Experts. And we'll be back with you next Thursday night from 6 to 7 with more Ask the Experts. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Thank you for tuning in today to Ask the Experts, sponsored by board-certified family law attorney Tina Lewert of Lewert Law, LLC. Join host Steve-O again next Thursday for more interviews with the top experts in South Florida in the areas of legal, health, financial, and home improvement on Ask the Experts.